Last year, you recall that hundreds of thousands of children from Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador showed up on America's doorstep demanding entry, claiming that they were fleeing from violence, war, and starvation and all that stuff, and wanted amnesty, actually wanted refugee status. Well, if they had come from Mexico, the law permitted us just to send them back immediately. But because they came from a country further away than Mexico and they were children, the Obama administration insisted that they be brought into the United States, patriated here, in fact placed with families around the United States, and then have a subsequent hearing on whether or not they deserved refugee status or whether they deserved to be sent home. Well, P.S. 73% of the 60,000 cases that have been brought before the court so far were postponed because the kid didn't show up. And of the remaining cases, half of them were decided even despite the fact that the kid didn't show up. So this is all a farce. It's obviously a farce. What's happening is all of these kids are being brought into the United States, placed with families, and able to settle here. And they just ignored the subpoenas to go to court, and there's no consequence to it. So this was completely a facade designed to fool the American people and to pretend there was compliance with law by scheduling these court dates. The fact of the matter is that when these kids said, you can come to the United States and they'll apprehend you, but then they'll settle you and they'll grant you amnesty and you can stay here forever, they were 100% correct. And all of the disclaimers from the administration, tell the kids it's not so, don't come up here, don't put yourself in the hands of coyotes, was all wrong. In fact, they got amnesty. So now, with the summer approaching, we're expecting a new wave of immigrants. And obviously, the fact that these kids have made it and are staying here and are writing home telling them that will simply encourage this wave of immigration. And that's why we have to understand that the fundamental thing that's wrong with amnesty is that it encourages a constant, continuous, increasing flow of immigrants from around the world. It's essentially a statement, not as it's cloaked to be, which is that these people have lived and worked in the United States for years and years and decades, and we should bring them in and make them legal. In fact, what it is an invitation for illegal immigration from around the world and a de facto statement that the United States will have no borders and will no longer enforce those. That's absurd. Nobody's for that. But yet it's the result of the policy that we're pursuing. And it's very important to go after that policy and clean up around it and find out what actually happened with these cases. And the answer is nothing. Thanks for watching.